Welcome back to Ship Planet, everyone. This is Ace. Today I wanted to find out how much will $100 of SHIB be by December, potentially if we continue in a bull run. So this is just going to be a simulation as usual, as usual as well. This is not financial advice. My videos are for entertainment and information purposes only. Okay, let's get right to it. So we want to do a simulation on if you had $100 worth of Shiba Inu. This will probably work as well if you bought 1,000. So you can just scale it up as you do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to buy $100 worth of SHIB. So I'm just going to head over to Coin Market Cap. So at the moment that's the price, 8044. So let's just try and buy $100 worth of SHIB. So that'll pretty much be $100 divided by point, I think it was 8044. Okay, cool. So that's how much SHIB we want to buy. So I'm gonna, actually maybe I'll just take this much and I'll update the amount here. So it's roughly 12 million SHIB. So basically $100 worth of SHIB bought right now. That's how much it would be. Incidentally, that's actually not a bad price, because what I wanted to do before was, if I click on the year-to-date chart here, you know how we spiked in November, but ever since then we've been hovering around this 8 line. So on a good day, we're around the 8s and this maybe even the high 7s. On bad days, we've gone as low as about 5,000 units. So it's probably a good time, and I assume that's an average of which most people who bought after the spike, people who've come in, have probably been buying around that price. So I'm hoping that will represent a large number of people. So now that we've got this, let's see what's the next step. Next step in my view is, let's check out the market. So let's quickly have a look at the market and let's see, where's the market. So as you know, the market is looking hot at the moment. We actually passed $2 trillion market cap. That's the reason why I made one of these videos, because when we passed $2 trillion market cap, we passed it briefly, and that's usually a good good bullish indicator for where the market is headed. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're leading the pack as usual. They've had close to 10% gains in the last 7 days, and Shiba Inu at this present moment, 8034, also doing well, 20% up over the past 7 days, 3% within the last 24 hours. So let's see what we're going to do with that. So so at the moment, I just put this here as if we bought in May, just to represent a bunch of people. So I'm not going to change the price I had before, because it hasn't changed that much. So let's see what we can do. So what I'm going to base our prediction on is on Bitcoin continuing to grow, because that Bitcoin is influencing the economy. I mean, just the whole entire crypto sphere. And the assumption is, as Bitcoin continues to grow, that will have a flow-on effect to the rest of the tokens. So let's go to our previous simulation. We did a previous simulation, and the target for Bitcoin is between 80 and 100K by December. And from our previous simulation, we said that it'll go up at about 280 billion an average every single month. So in September, the projected price of Bitcoin is going to be, let's just say, it's about 60K. And that is close to its all-time high. So if we try and factor that into to now, that means that Shiba Inu would also be probably at least halfway onto its all-time high, because SHIB, I think it approached its all-time high after Bitcoin got to its all-time high. So I'm going to put September at, if we can get maybe to 8 billion. So I'll put 5. So that's 5 billion. So factors which could cause that, which could influence that, are, we recently got we're about to get a listing on Webull. They're at the testing phase. It's maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already out. And And to be honest, by September, I see no reason why Coinbase would be holding back. There may be some technical reason, but yeah, either way, I'm going to be very conservative and keep it at this stage. So at that point, your $100 would be 257, and that would be, we would have eaten a zero, and we would be 20732. So let's see if we can jump up again. So let's just say we get to October. If we get to October, Bitcoin is projected. This is all under the assumption that it's going to reach at least 80K to 100K by December. And if you remember the from our previous video, the reason why is we're following the stock to flow model, where the stock to flow model has been consistent in predicting the price of Bitcoin. And even up to the point of the recent the May all-time high of Bitcoin, and it's projecting that even right now, we are actually Bitcoin is undervalued, and that's one of the triggers, one of many triggers, which is influencing this current uptrend. And along with other altcoins, Shiba Inu is riding that. Okay, cool. So let's head back here. So so in October, I'm just going to quickly adjust the circulating supply for Bitcoin. By the end of October, this is actually in line with what market analysts are saying. So if we're at least in the 70s for Bitcoin, that is well into and after its all-time high. At this stage, this will, like typically, if the markets behave as usual, this will turn people's attention to cryptocurrency in general. And one of the beneficiaries are altcoins, obviously, and for new people, it tends to be meme coins. So let's see what that would mean for Shiba Inu. So at this stage, there's probably no reason why we shouldn't at least meet our all-time high. So I'm just going to pump that to 6 billion. So at this stage, we're at our all-time high. So your $100 investment is going to be worth 496. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible, and I'm just keeping I'm just taking it from, I'm trying not to sensationalize the numbers and just going from history. If history repeats itself, then this is what is likely to happen. So now that we are in this territory with Bitcoin being at its all-time high, let's try jump it again. So in November, if Bitcoin is to reach its all-time high, it will need to put on 280 billion worth of muscle. And at this stage, it will have a 1.7 trillion dollar market cap. The market will most likely rally, around here for quite a while. I'll just quickly adjust the circulating supply. Now, how realistic is this? It probably is. It probably is if the market continues at its trajectory. So I'm trying to see. This is the global market cap of all the cryptocurrencies which are listed on Coin Market Cap. If I click on year to date, it'll pretty much show you the trend. This is as at March, there was a let's just say $1.7 trillion global market cap, and it slowly rose. The halving would have taken place over maybe 8 months ago, and we reached our first peak at about over 2 trillion, 2.2 trillion. And as of today, we actually passed the $2 trillion cap very briefly. We're back under 2 trillion, but then usually that's just how markets work. They meet a point of resistance, then they come back down. So it's likely that a repeat of this might happen, and we might rally in this area for quite some time before we get up here. And the reason why I like showing macro charts is macro charts show that we have they tend to have an influence. Anyway, so let's head back. So I think we've said November Bitcoin would have at least passed its all-time high. Let's see what that'll do for Shiba Inu. Now, in my view, when this happened, it's good to compare it against Dogecoin. Let's see, should I use my Dogecoin today? Yeah, okay, I'll probably do it. Doge will, right about this stage, it will most probably be very close to its all-time high. It all-time when SHIB was at its all-time high, Doge was at 90. And in my view, as you know, what I like saying in my videos, when the market begins to compare the Dogecoin versus the Dogecoin killer, we certainly have a lot more a lot more utility, a lot more value right now in comparison to where we used to be. So if that happens in combination with things like the Coinbase listing, I definitely see no reason why we are not at the very least able to double this. In fact, probably even more, because when we had when we came on Coinbase Pro, we had a 15% jump. When we if and when we eventually get onto both Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Regular, which has a massive, I think 56 million users, then that's what I'm basing these assumptions on. So okay, let's see what will that take us if I was to add, is that 30 billion? Say okay, I'll add 25 billion for now. Let's see where that'll take us. Okay, cool. So that would be, we wouldn't be quite at Dogecoin level at this stage, but that's okay. You know, it's just a simulation. So at this stage, your $100 would be worth 1,000. Let's see where we can take this. At this stage, also if you look at the price, we would be very close to 3 zeros and 1, which is a good sign. I personally, I would be happy if Shiba Inu even this year, even if it reached this. So let's see where we can do. So one thing I haven't considered is burning. As you know, we've got some transactional burn features. So now my assumption is, with all the attention which has been going to Shiba Inu during this stage as a result of Bitcoin's increase, it's likely that more pairs will come along. You know how the devs intend to have up to 1,000 pairs listed, and at each pair's listing, $25,000 worth of SHIB will be burnt. So that is going to be anywhere between 1 and 2% of the supply in conjunction with other things. So let's be generous. Let's give ourselves 2%. So at this stage, we're looking at 001, and your $100 is going to be worth 1,000, which is a 10x. At this stage, I wouldn't be like, no one would call you a paper hand for taking out your initial $100 investment, because anything after that is just going to be pure profit, and you technically wouldn't have lost out on anything, which is good. But as we know, Bitcoin is projected to do very well, even all the way through to December. So if you've taken your profits, let's see where this will take us. Okay, let's see. What do I have for December? Okay, assuming nothing at all happens and nothing changes, I'll just put maybe another 5 billion here. Let's just say we get to this stage. So an interesting thing is we will probably have we're projected to have about 1 million holders by this stage. Currently we're at 600,000, and we are on a watch list. We have many people who have Shiba Inu on their watch list. I think 1 million. So if people on the watch list convert into holders, or at least the balance, if they convert into holders, that will probably help us to be able to maintain this, assuming the market is big. By the way, guys, this is just a simulation. It's not a prediction. I'm not a fortune teller. Okay, cool. Let us see where we can take it. So that's where we'd be at if we're at $100. Obviously, if you have 1,000, that will be 14,000, and we can probably leave that there. So maybe as a bonus, let's just try and stretch it out and see what would happen. So let's just say for 2022, by December, maybe even January, Shibarium would have come up. So what Shibarium does, it's a layer 2 blockchain solution, and layer 2 blockchains, they are faster, and they are, ultimately cheaper. So if that happens and Shiba Swap goes on to the Shibarium, for example, then the like gas fees, will become a thing of the past, and people can suddenly start using the DeFi features properly of Shiba Swap, of being able to bury. A lot more people would bury, and they would dig because the prices are better. And this TVL, it's likely it will get up to even more than a billion, partly because the value of overall tokens held, particularly Shiba Inu, would have also been going up, and also with more people, having more confidence because the gas fees are cheaper. That's if my assumption of what will happen with Shibarium will come. So let's just say that translates into another, let's say 10 billion by February, and it could be more, especially if we're seen as much better than Dogecoin. But you know me, I like being um, conservative. So that's just 1 billion. I'm going to add one more zero. Okay, cool. And at this stage, I'll burn maybe up to 7% of the supply because of NFT burning and such. And okay, cool. So this is just my super conservative just price simulation of what it's likely to look like from $100 if Shiba Inu moves along this rate. And okay, cool. I think I'll cut it and I'll leave it right there. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, for those who have $1,000 worth, which was bought around the 8,000 Satoshi unit mark, will have close to 20 grand. And scales a bit more. So I want to do another one, but my next simulation is going to be for people who hold 1 billion more, and that one it'll probably. Oh yeah, by the way, the reasons why I did one of this one is people who hold that $100 or more represent quite a large portion of the SHIB army. So you typically are you're looking at least 300,000 people who hold that balance. So hopefully that represents a bunch of you guys. So my next one is going to be people who hold like a billion and above, and it's going to be a whole lot different because people who hold a billion and above tend to hold the other tokens as well. So I'll do a simulation which includes leash and which includes bone, and I'll be able to put that on a chart and see and show you guys what your portfolios are likely to look like. It's just a simulation, guys, not a prediction. Um, let's have some fun. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.